Hello people and welcome to a Hearthstone video. Another review, because that's all I've been doing recently because the Argent tournament is close to release. Obviously. Because voting seems to have stopped. And I said that once the King Varian Rin was revealed I'd do another one of these, so here we are. Gonna start with all the cards I didn't get last time, and that starts with a common Lancebearer, 2 mana for a 1/2 with a battle cry, give a friendly minion +2 attack. When I first saw this, I thought it's a worse abusive sergeant, which is a really good card for face and such. Then I realized that it says give a friendly minion 2 attack, not for just this turn. So this thing gives a permanent buff. Then I started thinking, and I think that it's not that bad a card. Usually when you see the +2 attack, you're going to use it to make a trade and trade off your minion for theirs, much like how Abusive Sergeant works sometimes. But this one could actually make cards like Maiden of the Lake better traders. This thing could give certain control cards, or control cards from this set, with a bigger health pool, +2 attack, and that could make it really good. So, that's what I think about this guy. He could be good if used correctly. It's pretty cool. Lights Champion. 3 mana for a 4/3 battle cry, silence a demon. So this card looks situational, and it is. It's, for some reason, there to counter demons. I guess they see demons being powerful this expansion, or maybe expansions to come, or just abnormally powerful somehow. And maybe, I mean, we got, what's his name, the new Warlock Legendary, and I guess they wanted another counter to Mal'Ganis, which isn't exactly necessary as there's still BGH and other ways to get rid of Mal'Ganis. However, if BGH somehow doesn't become a thing anymore, this thing will be good when that happens. Sorry, Lights Champion. I don't see you being incredibly useful. Ice Howl, neutral legendary, 9 mana for a 10/10 with charge and can't attack heroes. That's pretty awful. I mean, I'd understand because of the stats that it can't attack heroes with charge, that'd be better than King Crush. But if it's gonna be a 10/10 that looks to be for controlling the opponent's board, why not make it stats with at least 6/12 or 7/11 with charge? Because I don't see a 10/10 lasting long either way, even with charge. I guess it depends on what kind of minions it'll be up against, or what kind of deck you run it with. Maybe Ice Howl, turn 10 as a priest, get rid of the big guy on the opponent's board, then flash heal it? That could be useful, but it's not better than Mind Control if you want to just take over the big minion on the other side, so I don't see it being too useful, especially with some of the things that are currently revealed. Wrangler Hunter rare, 5 mana for a 3/3 with the battle cry of if you have a beast, summon a random beast. So this card is a 2-in-1 card. The second is unknown, but it's there. Now, the worst you could get out of this is, of course, a boar. The best you could get out of this is King Crush or Gazrilla. So, it's pretty cool, especially since you just get more beast synergies. Definitely looks fun, and is seemingly best in controller mid-range, because actually, yeah, it's only best in those kinds of Hunter decks because Face Hunter doesn't run any 5s. So, looks like a ton of fun. Put it in your deck with your web spinners and your lock and load, your feign deaths, and your, what's it called? Ball of spiders. Just get all the random beasts. I foresee many gimmick decks off of this and balls. ball spiders. Either way, that's this card. Healing Wave. 3 mana Shaman rare spell. Restore 7 health. Joust effect. If you win, restore 14 instead. This is huge. A humongous heal. And don't let a priest get a hold of this with Nexus Champion Zarad. Please, please. Just Akanai deal 14 damage for 3 mana. Anyway, that's a thing. But this thing has so much potential to destroy aggro decks. It's insane. It's really good. But then I got thinking, what high cost cards do shamans really have and use? So I started thinking this wouldn't go good in a totem deck at all, mostly because Totem Golem right there, 2 mana, and a lot of totems are very low cost. Wouldn't go in any totem sort of thing if you had a lot of those. And 3 drops, 1 drops and stuff, so you'd have to make a more control thing. But there are also the shaman spells. Staple shaman spells are low in cost because they make up for that in overload. And you're going to have some of these spells, most of them probably, like Crackle, Lightning Bolt, Hex, Lightning Storm. Healing Wave is going to pull one of those. So what can you do for a shaman that have higher cards to make this worth for the 14 health? I don't think there's much. I mean, there's Kel'Thuzad, who goes good in any deck. He's an 8. There's Sneed's Shredder. So you'll basically be going for high-cost minions, 6s, 5s. But like every Joust, there's a chance that it won't. That no matter what curve you have, that it will lose. So that brings me to my final thing on Healing Wave. Healing Wave is worth it even if you lose the Joust. It's 3 mana for just 1 less health than that, and if you win the Joust, it's a great effect. So it is a very solid card for shamans. I'm glad to see they got it. And now on to the Mage legendary Ronan. 8 mana for a 7/7 with the Death Rattle. Add 3 copies of Arcane Missiles to your hand. This guy is interesting. 8 for 7/7's not that great. So the Death Rattle's gotta be something. The Death Rattle is something, alright. It's somewhat crap. Except for, now, when I first thought of this guy, I thought that his effect is way too slow for Mage, and inconsequential for 8 mana and a silenceable effect. But I'm starting to think of a couple synergies, now that I think about it, where it would go well with Flame Waker when you get those Arcane Missiles, and this way you don't actually have to put Arcane Missiles in your deck. But then again, there are other ways to get spells now. So do you really need 8 mana for something you have to kill off to get more spells? I think Nexus Champion Zarad is better, but I won't discount Ronan on his potential usefulness. So he's okay, but not a very exciting legendary. Sea Reever, epic, 6 mana for 6/7. It's regular, stats for 6 mana. When you draw this card, deal 1 damage to your minions. That's unique. Definitely another whirlwind effect, so that's pretty good for warriors if they get really lucky. They're on a roll with their Grim Patron thing, and then they top deck that for another 1 damage to their minions. That's game winning right there. It's not too bad either that he's, a 6/7 for 6 mana. I mean, those are still pretty good stats. That, and he kind of has some Varian Rin synergies. On to the most exciting legendary. We've got Warrior. Varian Rin. 10 mana for a 7/7. With Battle Cry, draw 3 cards. Put any minions you drew directly into the battlefield. This guy is very good. 10 mana for a 7/7 is awful, but the effect is powerful, as we would expect of the King of Stormwind. Either way, this guy, even if you don't put any minions into the battlefield, you still draw 3 cards. Now, putting minions into the battlefield directly obviously means that you're going to be bypassing their battle cry. So if you have things like Kel'Thuzad or, any other legendary or whatever that has an ongoing effect rather than a battle cry, or maybe a death rattle even, this guy can be cool. Heck, he may even have some synergy with Reever right there. I don't think I talked about it, but technically you'll draw it and you'll deal 1 damage to your minions. Reever I think is better for Grim Patron Warrior though. I'll just say that right now. So yes, I think that he will be a very good card, because putting minions directly into the field is instant board presence. And even if you don't, you draw 3 cards. Now this guy would be bad if you're playing into Fatigue, but he's good in General Control Warrior, I think. I mean, putting Ragnaros, Kel'Thuzad, or just any other one of those big guys into the field is a very powerful effect, and I like this guy. He's really good, in my opinion. So that'll be it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. Comments are always appreciated. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the 2 new legendaries and the other cards that I talked about this review. Thank you for watching. Hello people, and welcome to the second part of the Hearthstone Grand Tournament card review. Today we're starting with the class cards, and we're starting with Druid. Living Roots, 1 mana. Choose 1, deal 2